Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, emotional, and mental health paradigm. We do that as often as we can, usually several times per week. And we've done over 650 of these, so there's a bunch of cool stuff to check out. Would love to hear you give feedback, like, subscribe, comment below, all that good stuff. All points in between. And so, if you are looking for coaching on a variety of topics, everything from life, relationship, business, entertainment, and all points in between, a great way to reach out would be the About Me section on this YouTube page, and or you can reach out through the Twitter at PO Perception, and either way, get you the information you need, and hopefully start working with you, make the rest of 2021. Can't believe we're almost halfway. Another month or so, we'll be halfway through 2021. Time seems to be going by quite quickly, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perception. But either way, reaching out, a good idea, and would love to be of maximum service to as many people as we possibly can in this year and beyond. So, kind of looking at the idea of some, some drive and some good stuff. Certainly looking at ideas that get you into a positive direction, hopefully anyway. Certainly would love to be able to connect with you on a deeper level if possible. But mental health is such a big issue, especially coming out of COVID. So many people having to get back to their lives. Many people thousands of dollars in debt or without work or both, and having to kind of reintegrate into school, reintegrate their kids into activities. So many different things stressful for people. But what are some signs that you might be headed for a mental health crash? So I'm going to run through about 8 to 10 of those. First is overwhelm. If you just never feel like you can catch up, if you emotionally are feeling like you're ready to burn out, if you're emotionally feeling like nothing ever gives you any sense of completion, things just keep running and running and running, and you don't know what's coming, and you don't know what's next, and you don't know how to feel better, and you're struggling to identify what it would even feel like to feel back in control, and that overwhelm has taken you over, that's a sign that you may have a mental health crash on the way. The next is your interests are gone. So the things that used to hold you in place they've evaporated. Your ability to focus on your hobbies, your ability to focus on your interests, favorite music, favorite movies, favorite TV shows, or whatever have you, is non-existent because you're constantly thinking about the things you have to change or the things you have to do or ways that things are going to be different. This will lead you to number 3, which is avoiding people and social contact. Even the people that mean the most to you, as a matter of fact, you're going to try harder to avoid them than a total stranger, although you're going to avoid strangers too. And this is because dealing with people is exhausting, but also the people who know you best are most likely going to be able to see something isn't right, and they might point it out, and you might not be ready to deal with it, and you might not be ready to, accept that you're overwhelmed and flustered and frustrated and headed for a crash. And a lot of times, we want to lie to ourselves and say we've got it when we don't, and that leads to trouble with sleeping. And so either you're oversleeping or you're undersleeping. You may go several hours or several days without rest, even when your body tells you you need it, or you may stay in bed all day for days at a time because you just don't want to deal with your emotions at any level. And so that can be super uncomfortable. That can be a big time struggle, and understanding the value of that can often help us to see that our mental health might be struggling if our sleep schedule has been altered. And then the next is drained. So no matter what you're doing, whether it's a favorite hobby or going to work or riding in the car or waking up for the day or going to sleep for the day, you're constantly drained. You just feel like you can't gain any energy. You can't gain any focus. You're struggling to find a feeling of completion in any emotion other than what's coming next, in fear and doubt and frustration. And so your stress level is going through the roof and you can't seem to regulate it. So even when you think you should feel relieved because something is complete, you can't get back to a feeling of relief on a consistent basis. This is because your fight or flight mentality has been activated so much that your body and your mind and your spirit don't know how to relax at any level. The inability to focus becomes an issue, and then impulse control is your last issue. So your inability to focus means that you're all over the place trying to find some semblance of place you belong, thing you could do differently, way that you could change things in a meaningful manner, and kind of get to a place where life is manageable. But at the same time, it's not necessarily a good thing because you never feel like you accomplish anything, and then your desire to accomplish will often go down as a result. So there's a whole bunch of things to consider when it comes to mental and emotional breakdowns and all the struggles that come with those. It doesn't mean you're weak if you've had one. I can honestly say that I've been in situations where I broke down for a little while and it affected my body. And I overextended myself for the wrong reasons and the wrong people. And I lost 15 months of my life because I didn't take care of myself. And I say that not for any degree of praise or accolade, but because if it can happen to someone that's in the field of trauma recovery, such as myself, it can happen to anyone. You're not immune because you think you were raised better, raised stronger, have a stronger constitution. Anything can happen to any person, and I think the easier we are on ourselves when things like this happen, the easier it is to get help and then get back to a life that is manageable and masterful. So anyway, hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.